Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider 01, episode 4. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze.
my dude. Welcome back. But before we get started, just wanted to mention that there are still links in the description down below how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money or signing petitions. Please go in there, find something you like, something you want to support, with that said, let's hop into our review and then get into your thoughts. I pointed at my phone, but you can't see it. It's invisible. Your thoughts from the watch-along that you left there. Let's get into our thoughts. And I thought it was a very good episode. Once again, it was a situation where we talked about it at the end of the watch-along, so if you didn't watch it all the way through, you might need to go back. But I want to reiterate that those deaths, the death scenes, they were definitely done for shock value, and they absolutely worked. But I felt like a lot of that stuff was earned, and they, it was earned because Izu felt it. She had to go through all of that, and we've gone through so much over the course of 40 episodes to humanize her character, and I don't know, I felt this really worked. Like the sciencey part, like the actual building of the item, probably not the strongest, but the emotional work that they went through was absolutely enough.
Yeah, there was definitely that lull where they were trying to build the logic about like how it was constructed, and I remember when Arto was kind of like going through his designs for the 02 suit, we're just kind of like, he doesn't know how to make this. Like all he's doing is designing how it looks.
I know. What are you doing, man? Just drawing? Are you drawing over there? Are you gonna show that to your teacher?
It's like, okay, well, how do I improve this? Well, I turn the 1 into a 2. First step. Do I inject some friendship into this? A little triangle showing like all the progress that we've made. I'm just like
showing all the progress that we've made.
Yeah, and then the power up kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, Izu basically pulls it out of her toku pocket. I'm just like, okay. But it's easy to kind of like just push that at the back of your mind, just enjoy like what happened, because I felt like everything before that was just like stellar. Like you knew the second that like Arto and everyone was basically dying of some sort of like simulation that someone was running, either Seiya or Izu. Turns out basically the same.
Well, I mean, like when 01 died, I was thinking that, because I don't typically trust these shows to do anything good, so I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna bring him back somehow. It's really forced and contrived. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but they just went through with the killing the rest of them, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, simulation time. And the way that they explained the simulation was really neat, because they established way early on that his transfer, like transferring his mind, takes like less than a millisecond or whatever. And that's how he was able to learn to fight as 01 his first time. So bringing that back was really neat, and something I'd completely forgotten but had remembered right then, and it absolutely worked. So I did like that piece of the logic, and how Izu basically is Seiya now.
Yeah. I almost forgot about that happening, entirely, but here we are. Like honestly, when Thouser died, that was the moment that like broke me. I was just like, they ain't dead.
That's
if this show had the balls to kill Thouser, they would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah. But it was still like really shocking to see all this happen, all this transpire. Also, in a microcosm, that first simulation of course, Yaiba dies before
Fua.
Ua, because she's the one to die first to make sure he knows what the danger is, and then he transforms to fight.
Did he
That's
even
basically
transform?
all
He got
she's-
shot in the middle of it, right?
That's true. Yeah, that was pretty neat. But what I'm saying is, like, it is kind of representative of how she's been treated as a character. I've been saying this for the past few episodes. She fights first, she gets beaten, the other characters are like, oh, that's a threat. We should stop it. And that's just how the cycle goes.
Yeah.
And even in the simulation, she could not escape that. But whatever, man.
I mean, she's a little bit faster than Fua, so it kind of makes sense for her to like sacrifice herself to save him.
she is a Russian cheetah.
Yeah, just analyzing their speed. I know like all that other stuff is also playing a factor, but even if it wasn't, I felt like that was always going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, because the writers are just gonna do that, of course. Yeah, the debut of the suit itself really nice. I always like when they, I love how Toku represents speed, like how they manage to pull off what speed looks like.
Yeah.
Because they've done so in multiple occasions through multiple different methods, and they hit such a consistent quality with it. It's not like top tier quality, but it is a consistent quality that I don't know. It's really neat. I always like seeing how they tackle
Yeah,
it.
like for this one, it definitely felt a little bit different than, because I think we had in what Geo was our last one, where Geo 2 would basically kind of like a rewind time and do all that other like random crap.
Well, there was also Gates Shippu.
Yeah, who's kind of like faster than like what he can kind of like tell.
Yeah.
But for this one, for 02, one thing they wanted to get across was like Zaya was like thinking like 1,000 steps and in front of the arc, and then like that's kind of like how the fight kind of looked. Like the second like the arc thinks he's like landed the hit, like 02's already going in for like the knockout basically. It's like, oh, he's already got you, man. Like every single like attack and that one barrage that they had was like, I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, they definitely found like a creative way to represent that power set, and I appreciate that anytime they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, like I feel like we've talked it through. Like I really like this episode, and you can't stop me from not doing that.
One thing I kind of liked with this episode was it actually made Arc Zero look powerful. Like obviously he was one of the stronger writers going into this, but they didn't like really set him apart, so to speak. Like they didn't use like what we like the power set that we already know. They didn't like really build on top of it. He just like has his own thing that just happens to be stronger than everyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
But now they at least brought like this ruthlessness to him that sets him apart from the other writers. Like the way he's just kind of like sniping everyone down. It was like, oh shit, he's actually scary. And
that's the thing, though. I feel like that wasn't necessarily for, to serve his character. It was more to serve the economy of the plot, because they just needed him to off them quickly so that they could make sure halfway through the episode they could do a reset. You can't have those long drawn out fights of them like barely making it. You have to like off them quickly. It absolutely helped in making him look scary, but I feel like it was more for time rather than
yeah, it was most likely for that. But the fact that it was there, the fact that like I actually felt that he was a lot stronger as opposed to just being like, he was probably slightly stronger than like Bowser and Aruto individually, but like that's about it. He wasn't like freaking. I'm just gonna go back to like XA, like Chronos, where he was just like obviously super strong, and you're just basically like at his whim for that entire arc.
Mhm.
But now, I mean, now that 02 is a thing, I'm not sure what he's gonna be doing afterwards, but I guess we'll just find out.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you know what else we'll see?
Mm.
The comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a look at the comments because you guys left a bunch. Let's see here. So, first comment comes from Double the Unknown, who says, "Whoa, it's that toy that's been out for over a month. It may have been a bit confusing, but the way they reached the final form was both unique and intriguing. I like the simulation deaths better than having Aruto die and be revived by the power of friendship and the new toy because it doesn't make the death feel cheap. The fight at the end was really cool. I always like when one rider who is absolutely broken gets destroyed by someone even more broken. Also, the arc still being around is properly explained. He may not have foreseen 02, but by taking over the Zeya satellite rather than destroying it, he is better able to prepare for the things he couldn't calculate. I'm glad we didn't get any new spoilers in Terubi-kun, because it means that outside of the one specific thing, everything about these last 5 episodes is going to be a surprise. I am genuinely looking forward to it. I didn't know that they didn't, like spoil anything from Terubi-kun. I am actually getting that in the mail soon, I think, because it comes with a Soto figure.
Nice.
But I do wonder, because, like, he lost the 01 driver. He has the 02 driver for now, but he could also get one of the, like, evil guys riders if ever he needed it, and use the Rising Hopper key and bring back 001. That would be neat. I would like to see that just, like, as a last-second inclusion, because, like, we saw that suit once, and I want to see it again. And it was in an alternate timeline, so if they brought it into this timeline, I'd be pretty happy with that. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Andy L says, although I don't have high hopes for the debut of 02, they did surprise me with the simulation Groundhog Day twist. I liked most of the episode, but deal to some episodes we needed Arc and Aruto let each other get away more is little annoying, especially when you look back at last week how Arc stopped carrying Aruto to this week literally come to your place and kill you. Also, I was really hoping they used the 02 blueprint to show Aruto is now fully mature, but the stuff on the blueprint does disappoint me a little bit with some really vague wordings rather than some practical improvement ideas. Although the CG budget, the suit, or the 02 power are not outstanding, they did a really good job with the fight scene, which comes out pretty enjoyable. I definitely agree with you there. Yeah, and also looking back on how the arc never just decided to kill 01, it looked intentional. Like, they showed us that he specifically did not kill him. So it'd be interesting to sort of find out why. Maybe, he just sort of wanted Zeya, but that doesn't explain why he didn't kill him right when he took the belt. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm still wondering myself. So we'll see. Let's see here. Lastly, from Rajik Rasul, he says, "Wow, seeing they death, even though it was a simulation, was dark. You're right. It has some Iron Man elements. 01 driver was Mark III with the circle, and 02 driver it like the hexagon in Endgame. Sucks no summer movie and no new insert songs. Hope to see 02 other abilities. This would be the first Rider series not to have scenes from summer movie in the opening song. Saw your Kamen Rider Saber Scans review. Hope the two riders would be best friends at first. Tired of the at odds then friends. Yeah, I'm absolutely tired of that structure as well. But everyone's been saying it before, like with the arc reactors being, kind of like what his belt looks like. And there are still tons of other, I guess,
Parallels.
Other parallels, because like once again, the arc is more of an Ultron sort of character, and then you have this Groundhog's Day simulation episode. I guess I would fit that into. Remember when Tony saw the vision of the future where everyone was dead in, I think, the second Avengers movie?
I
When
thought
he
it'd be
touched-
more like when Doctor Strange was stretching his neck in Endgame. Not Endgame. One on right.
that thing. What? Stretching his neck?
Yeah, when he was like looking at all 10,000 visions.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. That does remind me of that too.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That one makes more sense. But like, having a character witnessing all their friends dying, and what that does to you, that reminded me of a lot of what Tony had gone through for that.
Yeah. Especially for like Easy doing it this episode, because I don't think she's done like a lot recently, in terms of like a significant role in an episode, but she definitely sold it here. I think we're both kind of like wincing when she was like talking to the Arto's corpse and stuff. Like that was real depressing. But
yeah, that hurt. That sucked.
And like their chemistry like definitely like came online a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Definitely primary ship for this series now.
Mm-hmm. I'm into it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a whole thing to be said about how he's more of like this is more of an Iron Man type show, and I do wonder if they will actually follow an MCU like pattern with Reiwa, just so that they could, have if Toei is seeing the profitability and the popularity behind ongoing narratives that all sort of weave together, like actually instead of just them showing up, if they actually learned a lesson, it would be neat, and I would appreciate it if Saber actually sort of tied in a little bit more somehow. I don't know. Probably won't happen. This is still just Toei. I mean, it's just wishful thinking. Anyways, guys, that's it for us. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. And always, there are links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement. Go in there, donate money, sign petitions, whatever you do, as long as you do it, it absolutely helps. Also, today, the day this video goes up, we're going to be having a live stream around 7:30 to 8 to coincide with the Saber press conference that is on at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11 p.m. East Coast time, and then convert that to whatever the heck else you're at. We're going to be doing a live stream as that's going on so that we could just, hang out, react. We're going to be hanging out with Rai and Chris from Geek Each Week and RRR the Streets, both of my good buddies, and it's going to be a good time. Might have some other people on there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
Yep.
Legitimately, though, this probably isn't applicable to the time that this is going up, to what they're hearing, but I did not plan this at all. I just thought, hey, let's do thing. And then I messaged him, you want to do thing? Yeah.